Broads Media.
Again. I feel like Herb Brooks and Miracle, baby. Beep. Again. All they know how to do is win again and again and again. When everything's against you, no Lane Johnson. You find out an hour or two before that he has to get an MRI? Well, if you're in a position to go get an MRI, I don't think we should push it by any means. And this team's record without him prior to today was 90-52-1 with him and 13-23 without him. That's a massive amount of data to know that he impacts a game heavily. And the first game of the first play of the game, here's Driscoll on the right side, and Jalen Hurts is in trouble. They had 3 throwaways the first drive to go 3 and out. They only had 1 good drive in the entire first half, which happened to come after the Bills messed up on a wide open touchdown where Morrow was burnt in coverage, and that happened in overtime as well. A missed touchdown where there was a wide open sea of an end zone, and they had to result in a field goal instead, and they settled. And what do you know? With the game on the line, Jalen Hurts does it again. He finds Devontae Smith. There's no doubt they were getting 7. They were definitely not just tying that game or whatever. I mean, who knows what the hell they would have done late in that game anyway. Do you play for a tie? I don't know. Go win the game. It wasn't even a thought. Nick Sirianni on the sidelines goes, we're winning this football game. And Devontae Smith gave him a lot of credit for how they hold themselves together when they're down double digits to a team like this. Josh Allen was completing 3rd and long every single time. All right, 3rd and 7, 31-yard gain. 3rd and 9 to Gabe Davis. 3rd and long, Allen with his legs, and Reed Blankenship with a major whiff. 3rd and 6 to Diggs. All right, 3rd and 9 in overtime, completed over the middle. 3rd and 9, Josh Allen runs it. Hassan Reddick flailing his arms everywhere. 3rd and 6, Morrow gets called for a roughing the passer. 3rd and 7, a miscommunication. And while we got to give a lot of love for Jake Elliott because that dude has stones. All right, 59 yards after Jason Kelsey with those false starts. That's a killer. Your Hall of Fame level center is popping all flags like that with the game on the line. Totally unacceptable. But the kicker, oh, how about it? But who also should get some love is Jordan Davis to keep up with Josh Allen as he's running towards the sidelines. That body frame and that body structure is not supposed to run as fast as it did. It is not supposed to hang with Josh Allen. And you could tell, by the way, he was huffing and puffing, laying on his back on the sidelines. He gave it all he had. And this was after the defense was getting shredded in the run game when you were up 28-24. It's a 10-plus yard run after a 10-plus yard run after a 10-plus yard run. The team was running out of fuel, and you got Diggs celebrating and flapping his arms thinking they got the dub. Yo, shove those arms right up your keister because you got another fat L as you're leaving Philadelphia to head back to Buffalo. Take this fat L and sit on it. Dude, what a W for this team. It's all they know how to do. And this is a big enough sample size now to say, I don't know why. I don't know how. I don't understand the first half compared to the second half. I don't understand it taking a total of 2 quarters to see that maybe we could incorporate DeAndre Swift better. Maybe we could run towards the left side of the line where there's not a big injury. And then he also hit Stoll in the passing game too, which was nice off of that. I see greatness in the second half, and Brian Johnson is a part of that greatness. He's also a big part of that downfall. So clearly they can do something together. Coming back down 10, there's a philosophy that starts with the head coach and starts with the offensive coordinator. And look, some of it was Jalen Hurts flat out sucked. That exchange between him and Kenneth Gainwell that resulted in a fumble, that was an indecisive quarterback, and he didn't know what he wanted to do, and he put put the ball in the breadbasket late, and it was just flat out miscommunication. And the interception, too. What, he tried to thread the needle over a Bills defender with both of his arms up? What did you think was going to happen? It hits off his arm, it's in the midair, and then that is an interception. That's gross. It's terrible. And you would figure that Josh Allen would eventually throw his interception, and he did. Great play by Bradbury, and Bradbury could have had another one later on, although it was a skip that was a couple feet in front of Bradbury. It was like a skipping stone, if you will, and it bounced just briefly in front of his hands. Maybe it's too much for me to ask for him to make a play on that one. But ultimately, this team was ugly from Brian Johnson down. I'm not just ripping the OC, but for anyone saying that it's unfair to rip the OC right now, no, it's a big part of the entire offense. There's something wrong, and it's slow, and you can't have one good drive in a first half. I'm sorry, that's bad. And while there were some great plays in that drive where Jalen Hurts is running with his legs, Gainwell had a spurt there, and they punch it in for 7 after that Bradbury interception. Or excuse me, no, that wasn't after the interception. That was after the missed touchdown and the drop pass when Mara was in coverage and got toast. When you screw up and the Eagles make you pay for it, that's the difference in this game, which is when the Bills were causing all of those problems to themselves, the Eagles found a way late to really hurt them. The roughing the passer play. If the Eagles were getting an extra 15 yards on a final drive in overtime, I promise you that's going in the end zone. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We will score, and we will find 6. I promise you that. I guarantee you that. It's a lock. It's not that way for the Bills. They screwed up. Way too many penalties. Crazy. So they dealt with their penalties. They dropped passes, miscommunication. The Josh Allen interception led to the Zacchaeus touchdown. What a pass by Jalen. Are you for real? To go to your left, to wait, to find the right time to fire it down the field, and he's in the end zone. He goes up high, points it, brings it down. Special, man. Special for someone to be ready for that moment when you're not a high-profile guy, when you're not one of the lead dogs, when your name's not Devontae Smith and your name's not A.J. Brown. Who can we rely on for there to be a clutch moment? It's frickin' Zacchaeus in the back of the end zone. But whatever they're doing in the second half of games and whatever they're doing in overtime that's working, and I know that there's a lot of fear, right? When the Bills know that they're only up 3, when the Bills know that the game is a 4-point game and they should be winning and they have all these yards, but they're not, and the Eagles keep coming and they apply the pressure and they won't stop, and they feel that weight being drawn onto their shoulders. It's a lot, and you can tell around the league that your sphincter gets tight. When Tom Brady gets the football back with 1:08 left with 2 timeouts, I don't care if you're the best defense to ever exist, if you're the Chicago Bears in their prime. It doesn't matter what defense you have, you are nervous. There is a fear factor, and teams have that right now with Jalen Hurts. My man runs it into the end zone, and he shrugs his shoulders, puts his hands up. What do you want me to say? This is part of what we do. I don't care if you think we're out of it. I don't care if you think we lost. I don't care if we're down double digits with half the football game to go. I got you, and there's something special about that. And while it's annoying that it takes this to win, at this rate, it's so much that it is true. It is real. It's not faulty. It's not fake. It's not that this is just jokes and this is all luck. No way. No way. You win 10 football games and your only loss happens to be the New York Jets, which is hysterical because they suck. They are a flat-out joke, and that's your one loss. You got Dallas Cowboys fans thinking, oh, by the time we see this team, they're definitely going to lose in this gauntlet. Stop! You're an idiot! Well, obviously, you like the Dallas Cowboys, so you're the biggest loser to ever walk Earth. But outside of that, how dumb can you be? Because it doesn't matter if it's the Dolphins. I'll just keep adding teams by the week. It doesn't matter if you're Dallas. It doesn't matter if you're Miami. It doesn't matter if you're Kansas City on the road. It doesn't matter if you are the Buffalo Bills. All right, I don't want to hear about, well, Allen on his feet. No, Reed Blankenship missed a damn tackle. Shut up about Allen. Tony Romo sucked. The guy's a homer. He clearly hates the Eagles, obviously, for as long as he wore that dumb, stupid, hideous, gross, just terrible, ugly, horrible, pathetic star logo on his helmet. I couldn't believe some of the things he was saying. He kept talking about when it was a 4-point game. Well, the Bills can kick a field goal here and tie it. Yo, Tony. No wonder why the Cowboys didn't do a damn thing when you were under center. Just saying, because you got to think the game, right? You got to know the game, right? You got to understand time, situation, score, clock management. I don't think you even know how to do it when you're in the booth, let alone when you were under center. So no wonder why that team was miserable with you in it. Dude, what Jalen Hurts was doing was great. And you know what's funny is I don't know what was happening with those Kelsey false starts and the debacle of the timeouts and the draw. And I thought it got wonky again with the game on the line and all this. And that's maybe 5 or 6 times I've said that this year. Yet they win these games. They win these games. So, they lost Fletcher Cox. They lost Cunningham. Ellis looks confused and lost after there was a blitz where he made a big-time tackle on a potential option play. If I remember correctly, it looked like Josh Allen was reading what was going on. There wasn't enough time to react, so they just got swallowed there right around the line of scrimmage, lost for maybe a couple of yards. And then Ellis was lost. He didn't even know the ball was thrown. He didn't even know Josh Allen threw the football. There was a wide-open touchdown. Tragic, but you're losing a lot of bodies. And when you take a 4-point lead, I think this is interesting. Jimmy Kempski, he brought this up, and he covers the Eagles for Philly Voice. The extra point to go up 4. All right, can you, because there was a flag on the play, can you accept that flag and then tush push for 2? So, yes, if you missed the tush push, it would be a 3-point game and a field goal was still intact for a massive change in what can happen, and it is a potential aggressive move. But what is the percentage of the tush push being stopped? It doesn't get stopped. It's so bad for the opposing teams that they just feel like the best option at this point is to run over Cam Jurgens, probably do it on purpose because, well, we're not going to stop them anyway, so we may as well try and inflict pain and do some damage. That's what it seemed like was happening in the moment. Well, there's a 0% chance we'll stop them, so let's hurt them instead. That's where teams are now, knowing that this hits at such an exceptional rate. Knowing that if you do land it, instead of being up 4, you're up 5. And yeah, you know what? That changes a lot for maybe what the Bills would have done late. And who knows? The entire last 3 or 4 minutes could have changed. But maybe you're not even going to overtime at that point because of you thinking ahead. So maybe that slipped by Nick Sirianni, slipped by Brian Johnson. I'm okay with kicking the field goal. By no means do I think it's a trash, garbage look at it, but I do like the nuance and the creativity and that second level thinking. That shows me a coach thinking ahead. And all jokes aside here, and I've taken my shots at Doug Peterson and whatnot, but I feel Doug Peterson would have caught that one live on the sidelines and say, yeah, let's do this. Let's go for 2. We can push tush or tush push, and get it in there. I got no problem with that. I think that's something that Doug Peterson maybe would have figured out on the fly and not make or break. I don't. Maybe it could have been, though, if they lost this game in overtime. Who knows how the complexion changes? Just a thought. Just throwing it out there. But, man, this team, it doesn't matter. Even if they don't do something like that, they still come out with 10 wins. Every other team is sweating, and they should be sweating because the Birds, they have something brewing, and they know what the DNA is all about, winning football. What else is winning is my friends over at MyBookie. Picture this, not just watching games, but turning every second into a potential win. With MyBookie, you can stream the games and live bet them and turn any game day into a payday. Ready to up your game? Sign up today and make your first deposit with promo code BROADS for a sweet deposit bonus up to $1,000. That's promo code BROADS to claim your bonus. This isn't just a promo code, it's your secret weapon to get the extra edge on the house. The best part is you don't need to be a sports whiz to even win at MyBookie, because you can cash in on everything from politics to your favorite shows and then some. Bet on anything, anytime, anywhere, only with MyBookie. We have some Flyers games coming up this week. We have some Sixers games coming up this week. I gave you my picks. I went with A.J. Brown over 84 yards, which I'm starting to lean maybe a little bit more towards Devontae with the run that he's been on. But I did take the Eagles money line, and that was nice. That was that's the one that I put a little bit more bread down on. So it's nice to have the luxury of throwing some Benjamins in the pocket, right? And you can join me. So make sure you sign up. Click the link down below. MyBookie, promo code BROADS, $1,000 up to it, your redeemable bonus. So MyBookie's basically giving you free money to throw down some bets. Do not be a fool and take their offer now by getting started down below. How about Brandon Graham when the coin flip happened? It don't matter, bro. It just doesn't matter. Good for you. Celebrating, saying we want the ball, thinking that you'll go down the field. You won't. You won't. You won't. You won't. You'll kick a field goal. You'll screw up. You'll screw up. This team is choppy, this Eagles team. But whenever it forms, when it does hit its stride, it's all one. It's so overpowering and it's overwhelming. It puts you on your heels and you can't stop the force that's active. It's just literally impossible, and it's a wild storm through the rain. Here's Jake Elliott crushing a 59er. Doesn't matter if it's windy. It doesn't matter if it's snowing. Doesn't matter if it's a hurricane, a blizzard. It doesn't matter, because Jake Elliott steps up to the line knowing that this is going in. There's no second guessing. There's no mini thoughts. While you get Jalen Carter blocking a field goal, you have them missing 6 points. This team, while there's struggles and there's bothering moments, you don't see it like these other teams. You screw up 6 points off the board. You throw an interception when you can't throw an interception. Then you allow a Zacchaeus touchdown. Every time you did something piss poor, the Eagles made you pay. Overtime, game over. That's it. That's all it takes, baby. Game over. It's done. It's all she wrote. Don't worry about it. Back to Buffalo you go, crying on the plane because you're flapping your wings, thinking Diggs. Diggs, not enough. He's not even on the field on certain third downs. Don't know what's up with that, because you could tell when he is on the field on third downs, some things happen. I thought Bradbury made a couple of plays against him, which was nice. You saw Slay on him, but then there was an ugly sequence where Byard was on him, and like, what are we doing here? That didn't seem good. This was in the first half still. It led to a field goal. This is when the Eagles were up 7-0. Byard on Diggs, 12-yard gain. Bradbury on Diggs. Bradbury on Diggs again. This one was dropped. Byard gets a hold, but there was also an offensive line hold too, so it washed out. 3rd and 10, Allen rushes for first down. 3rd and 10, Byard makes his tackle. And then on 4th and 7, they kick the field goal. But I just remember going, Byard on Diggs? I don't know if I like that sequence. I don't know if I'm a big fan of that sequence. Crazy. Yeah, already you're seeing some Bills fans and some Cowboys fans saying, the refs, look at all the penalties again, and Hassan Reddick should have been called for a horse collar, they called it an intentional grounding, and blah, blah, blah. I think I saw a couple guys in the Eagles locker room saying that he was screaming at the top of his lungs at the referees to begin with for an intentional grounding. Dude, bad calls happen all around. They happen for every single team. You can look through any game, any first first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, and see plays that benefit a team, plays that hurt a team. I hate to be the bad news guy here, okay? I hate to be the one that has to explain this to all the fans that watch the National Football League, and unfortunately the NBA, and unfortunately college football, and unfortunately the NHL, and unfortunately I guess the MLS too, because the Union, I guess, got boned on a call in the playoffs or something. I don't know. I'm not a big Union guy, but my point is refs suck, okay? And refs blow calls every day, all day, and they're not just blowing more calls for the Eagles. The Eagles went on legitimate drive. They didn't. Did the referees throw an interception to Bradbury? Did the refs throw a pass to Zacchaeus in the back of the end zone for a big touchdown? Did the refs put together a drive for the Eagles after there was a terrible roughing the passer call on Morrow that helped and gave the advantage to the Bills to keep a drive going before the Eagles could even touch the ball in overtime? I'm just asking these questions because if you sit here and you see 11 games where one team is 10-1, I hate to break it to you, maybe the Eagles are just good. And I know you hate them. And that's what happens with sustained success. You don't like Nick Sirianni because nationally he's starting to get a lot of hate for how he handles himself after wins. I don't care. I have no personal connection to what he does. I just want to see football games won. If you win, I don't care how you act. If you start to lose, then I'll start questioning what's going on here. But Devontae Smith made it very clear that there's something within that room in Nick Sirianni where everyone believes, and that's his goal. His goal every single day is to have that team, that locker room, no matter what the score is, how much time is left, how much you're down by, to believe that we can do this. And I think that that's pretty solid and pretty advanced here, okay? Jalen Hurts after the game, we just continue to find ways to win. You don't say, in his gallery department pants. If you're not into the whole streetwear game, you know, I saw people who were like, oh my God, those gallery department pants are over $1,000. Yeah, gallery department's no joke, but he's got the swag, okay? And here he is after the game presser, just looking like a G. The guy's ridiculous. He had a total of 5 touchdowns and brought the Eagles back again, down 10 points in the fourth quarter. He has won 8 straight games when trailing by 10 points. He's won 14 straight games against winning teams. Devontae Smith, 106 yards, 7 catches, and a tutty. Dude, I love it. I absolutely love it. All right, I love your phone calls, and that's why we're going to run to the Anytime Hotline. Let's hear it. Go Birds. Big dub, 10-1.
Oh, my God, bro. It's Jalen Hurts is hit. Let's go. Let's go, Birds. Jake Elliott. Jalen Hurts clutched up team. Let's go. Let's go. Fly Eagles fly, bros. Fly Eagles fly.
That was me jumping around my kitchen, screaming nonstop. Thought I was going to faint again. The last time that happened, you said to check my blood sugar or my blood pressure, so maybe I should. I was definitely chugging a fat cup of coffee at the time, so the rush of caffeine was on a high at the same rate. Dude. When Hurts ran it in, I was like, dude, you can't make it up. You can't make it up. And I'm sick and tired of fighting it anymore. There's no reason to fight it. I think that's really what this comes down to. And a part of me definitely acknowledged that last week, because after the game was over and I let it settle down a bit, I did the middle of the week podcast and I basically said, this is not about luck anymore. I'm sorry, but when you win as much as you do, it's not luck. 1 or 2 times maybe. A couple of times maybe. But week in, week out, every week, DNA, coach, and the quarterback, and they put together drives, and their game is on the line, and they find a way to put together 8, 9, 10 plays, 5 minutes. They need clutch. They get clutch. They need a third down conversion. They get a third down conversion. They need a fourth down conversion. They get a push-tush. They get it in 4th and 1. It's 3rd and 2. They try it from 2. It doesn't matter. Whatever is needed, whatever is necessary, they do it every every single week. And each week it's different. It might not be the same, but it seems to be constant that they're down 10. It won't last forever, but the point is, you can never count them out. And I actually decided at one point that I was going to fold my laundry. Do you know that I haven't folded laundry in the middle of an Eagles football game since 1962? I just decided to do it because they were killing me. I was bashing my head against the wall watching the tragic offense go 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, draw that doesn't work, screen pass to Julio Jones. It's pathetic. I did laundry, but I guess maybe I have to do that every week now, although I didn't do it any other week prior, so maybe I won't. But that just shows you it doesn't matter what I do. It doesn't matter what anything else happens. It doesn't matter what anybody else does. They win. That's the moral of the story. They win.
No fucking way.
Way.
Just unbelievable.
Yup.
I was about to turn it off at halftime, and they said, nope.
No.
We got this. This is Super Bowl DNA for you. The only gripe I have are the 3rd and long defensive lapses, but what a fucking victory. Best victory of the season so far. 10-1. Let's go.
I appreciate the call. I do have to say that it's a violation to ever think of turning the game off. Now, maybe you can incorporate what I mentioned. You go fold the laundry, and I was standing there in my living room. I put the bin on my couch, and I folded as I watched. Maybe you do something different to take your mind off of the disaster that was offensively and the dreadful game. But what you can't do is say, I'm going to go throw on Ed, and Eddie. Right? You can't go, hey, I'm going to go throw on MTV too. You can't say, hey, I'm going to go watch Friends. You can't do the straight up zip it, I'm done, I ain't tuning in at all. You can find ways to maybe do something different than you're accustomed to, but good thing you didn't. This is the teaching moment. I want this to be a learning curve. I want this to be a show where people are educated, all right? Not just about sports, but how to live your day-to-day life because, it's important. So you don't ever shut that off. I agree with the 3rd and longs, though. Most of the time, Sean Desai gets so much credit in my eyes. The 3rd and longs were horrible today. Horrible. They won, though. And I think Sean Desai is extremely intelligent. But the Brian Johnson thing's real. Not calling for his firing because that second half explosion, Brian Johnson is a part of that until I'm told otherwise. Until there's a reason to say, no, it's not. If someone steps up and goes, oh, yeah, by the way, Brian Johnson has been stripped of his duties, and that's why the second half looked different, then okay, fine. But that's not the case, and that's not what's happening here. Therefore, that I have to give him just as much love for what was happening, just as much as he was terrible with design early on. The quarterback was terrible with miscommunication and being hesitant and not knowing if he should put the ball in Kenneth Gainwell's hands or not. That's a Jalen Hurts problem, too. He was garbage also, so it's a combination of both. I thought Sean Desai, I questioned more on those 3rd and longs than I ever have in a long time. And the Brian Johnson thing is there's real truth to the sloppy structure of the offense, but when they turn it around, there's truth to that too. So it's both sides of the coin for the OC.
Rhodes, this team is allergic to losing. They just don't do it. They don't know how to lose. Friggin' incredible. Jake Elliott with that fucking kick. Oh, my God, he is the man. Oh, God, it shouldn't have been that tough. It was an ugly first half, but, they get it done. Go Birds, baby.
Go Birds! Go Birds! I don't have a voice anymore. Go Birds! Go Birds! I feel like that kid from the classic Minnesota Vikings video from the NFC Championship game. That is a historic video that goes down in history as one of the greatest to ever live. So is Tick Pick, by the way. Tick Pick is one of the greatest to ever live. And if you click the link down below, my code is already activated with the link. You will get $10 off of your tickets if you look to go to a Flyers game or a Sixers game or a Birds game, and they have the best prices out there. They guarantee it. Their ticket prices will beat any of the major competing marketplaces. They're so confident about it, they guaranteed if you found the same seats elsewhere at a better price than Tick Pick, you get 110% of the price difference in form of Tick Pick credit. There's also upfront pricing, meaning no more doing the math in your head to prepare for how much extra you plan on spending on top of the listed price on other sites, because the price you see is the price you pay Period. End of story. So you got no added service fees, hidden stuff, or otherwise. Make sure you get yourself to a game today. Thanks to our great friends over at TickPick. They're basically handing you a free $10 to get started. So make sure you get yourself activated with TickPick. Here's Adam Schefter. Philadelphia's Jalen Hurts, who had 10 rushing touchdowns in 2021, 13 rushing touchdowns in 2022, has 11 rushing touchdowns this season, is now the first quarterback ever with at least 10 rushing tutties in 3 consecutive seasons. Now, I already see that some are upset because some of those are tush pushes. I don't give a damn about what you say. How about that? Jordan Mailata said he had tears of joy after the Eagles' walk-off touchdown. This guy is gross. I just think experience is the biggest teacher. Jalen Hurts on delivering in critical moments. What do you want me to tell you? Jake Elliott has never missed a game-tying or go-ahead field goal attempt in the final 2 minutes of regulation or in overtime. He's 8 for 8. That's ESPN stats and info. You want more? Jalen Hurts, when tied or trailing in the second half this season, 10 tutties, 0 interceptions, 136.6 rating, all first in the National Football League. You know, there was a Bills fan that entered my comment section during the Bleacher Report show I put up on YouTube, and saying how, but if you do the math and Josh Allen throws the ball X amount more than Hurts, who runs the ball, and if you look at his interceptions, his turnovers, the fact that you think Jalen Hurts is better than Josh Allen with keeping the foot... shut up. Shut your mouth. Josh Allen turns the ball up. If you got eyeballs, you see this right here? These things are called eyeballs. They got pupils. All right, you can see. You can watch football with them. If you think over the long haul of what we've seen from both quarterbacks that you can manipulate numbers to say that Josh Allen is actually not that bad when it comes to turning the... shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Josh Allen is a problem, and he turns the football too much. He turns the ball over too much. He's a good quarterback. He's at the top of the league. His downfall is he turns the ball over a lot. This is the most we've seen out of Hurts, and it's mind-boggling because, historically speaking, that's part of his brand. That's amazing. That's okay, hear me out. If Josh Allen went through 8 games of not turning it over, he'd be like, wow, this is kind of bizarre because all he does throughout his career is throw interceptions and turn the ball over. It would be like, whoa, eye-popping the other way. This is the time where we're eye-popping with Jalen Hurts, but the difference is this guy in Kelly Green, he's got the clutch gene. The other guy gets to overtime again. What was the knock on the game against the Chiefs? Oh, we couldn't get the ball, though. So the rules have to change. Just, we didn't get the... Well, you got the ball first this time, buddy. What happened? You even got a nice, easy little roughing the passer call that you saw. What happened, buddy? Oh, miscommunication. Okay. There wasn't any miscommunication on the Eagles' side when they got the final drive. Huh. Okay. Just saying. I love you guys to death. I appreciate you. You know I love you more than anything in the world. Hey, go Birds. Go Birds. Go Birds. I appreciate all you guys. I really do. Thank you to everyone for all the kind words about WIP. If you did not see, I posted on Twitter a couple days ago. I'm excited to join the WIP family. I'll keep you updated on my first few shifts. My wife is also ready to pop out the baby, so it's weird. I'm starting the job, and then I'm going to have to take care of the baby for a little bit. I'll keep you all updated. I love you guys to death. Hey, go Birds.